Yo, man, what's going on, y'all boys, man? You already know what time it is, man. By the title and the thumbnail, you already know what to expect. Respectfully. You see what I'm saying? But nah, this video is for entertainment purposes, man. Also, make sure if y'all get this video a huge thumbs up, that y'all, dang, I said that backwards. Make sure if y'all get this video, no. Make sure if y'all enjoy this video that y'all give it a huge thumbs up. See, I'm over here talking too fast. I be trying to get into the video because I know some people don't like the intro part. Like, bro, you said the same thing over and over. But I apologize. But yeah, I'll be trying to make it fast for y'all so y'all can enjoy it. But all jokes aside, man, if y'all have anything y'all want to know, anything y'all want to tell me, I will respond to every comment within the first hour. So y'all make sure that y'all go ahead and comment whatever y'all want to know. And I will be surely glad to comment within the first hour of me uploading. So y'all make that move. Also, give this video a huge thumbs up, man. And let's get it. And let's go.
They've been cloning entities since forever.
Morning. May be possible to clone human. The administration believes that there are loopholes that could allow the cloning of human beings if the technology were developed. Therefore, today I am issuing a directive that bans the use of any federal funds for any cloning of human beings. Effective immediately, no federal agency may support, fund, or undertake such activity. Of course, a great deal of research and activity in this area is supported by private funds. That is why I am urging the entire scientific and medical community, every foundation, every university, every industry that supports work in this area, to heed the federal government's example. I'm asking for a voluntary moratorium on the cloning of human beings until our Bioethics Advisory Commission and our entire nation have had a real chance to understand and debate the profound ethical implications of the latest advances. As we gain a fuller understanding of this technology, we must proceed not just with caution, but also with a conscience. By insisting that not a single taxpayer dollar supports human cloning, and by urging a moratorium on all private research in this area, we can ensure that as we move forward on this issue, we weigh the concerns of faith and family and philosophy and values, not merely of science alone. Thank you.
Hopeful society has institutions of science and medicine that do not cut ethical corners and that recognize the matchless value of every life. Tonight, I ask you to pass legislation to prohibit the most egregious abuses of medical research. Human cloning in all its forms. Human cloning in all its forms. Human cloning in all its forms. Creating or implanting embryos for experiments. Creating human-animal hybrids. And buying, selling, or patenting human embryos. Human life is a gift from our Creator, and that gift should never be discarded, devalued, or put up for sale.
Meet Zhong and Hua. These twin long-tailed crab-eating macaques are being hailed as a scientific breakthrough. This laboratory in China has succeeded where other researchers have failed. Scientists at the Institute of Neuroscience in Shanghai created the first cloned monkeys using a technique called somatic cell nuclear transfer.
What?
The cloning process began with a monkey egg and a monkey fetus cell. The genetically modified process in the laboratory then develops into an embryo, which was then implanted in a monkey. Eventually, the babies were born. What's novel about this process is the nuclei were transferred from fetal cells rather than adult ones. That's different from the world's first cloned animal, Dolly the sheep, which was created from only adult cells. China is the first to successfully clone primates using this method. However, scientists are criticized for pushing ethical boundaries. The Chinese process took 127 eggs to produce 2 monkeys. Animal rights activists oppose medical research on monkeys.
And I should point out that people may argue that it's not ethical to use monkey. There is a Parkinson's disease model in monkey, which has been used quite effective, but it needs to use a large number of monkeys. In the United States alone, they are importing 40,000 monkeys each year by drug company.
Other researchers are celebrating how cloning primates could help preserve species on the brink of extinction.
The other use is
They've been cloning entities since forever.
The fact that they even mentioned just the cloning, because I never seen nothing like this. I've been hearing a lot about the cloning, and everybody been, you know, saying, oh, these adults, all these, you know, famous people has been cloned and things like that, but nobody really came out on how the process, what process it takes to get cloned, you know. But the fact that this came out probably 30 years ago, probably longer than that, the fact that this was even broadcasted and they had to tell everybody there is no human, they banned human like cloning. But the fact that everybody is not going to listen to that, and when he says funding, that means that they need equipment for its funding. But what if they already got the equipment and don't need the funding? What if they can make the equipment and stuff on their own where they wouldn't need the funding for the cloning process? It's crazy how a lot of this stuff doesn't constantly get broadcasted throughout the media, but other things get broadcasted. Like, this is something that I needed to see, because I forever was thinking that, okay, they clone, but nobody know how they clone. But the fact that they went into detail on how they clone, what they use to clone, how they do certain things, and it's probably a lot more advanced now that this is 30, 40 years past when this originally released. So basically, cloning has been confirmed years ago, but I possibly a lot of y'all haven't seen this as well.
The first 10 years, I did not think anything other than the official narrative. Then, after being shown a video, a close-up video of building number 7 coming down, and that got me going, because it's obvious to me that building 7 was a controlled demolition, because the building collapses from the bottom down.
Can you basically break down your experience in firefighting and construction for us?
Okay, I've been involved with heavy construction for over 30 years, been involved with the constructions of high-rise steel frame buildings in Manhattan. I've worked on bridges, and I know what goes into these buildings. I know what fire loads that they can handle, how fire is going to act. The trade centers were unique in that they were designed to withstand the impact of a jet.
I need to figure out who this is. I honestly need to look more into this and figure out who this guy is. I want to watch this whole interview before I give it, but that does make sense. And a lot of people have been saying that was just even the way that the building collapsed, that it didn't make sense. Even they know the towers were so high that even if an airplane was to hit it, that it should be able to sustain it, with how they were saying just even the architecture of steel that was made within it, that it had a certain amount of heat that it could even like resist, that wasn't even of equal to fire or whatever would have caused that entire building to collapse. So it's a lot of stuff that I've heard about. Just that I do want to watch the rest of this interview to really see what he was trying to say, but what he said so far is facts, and that's why a lot of people believe that it was planned, because there's no way that 2 buildings fell to the ground because of something like that from the complete bottom. It should have started from the top and then gradually made its way down to where it would have stopped.
There are hidden subliminal messages. There are hidden subliminal messages everywhere. So check this out. You got Balenciaga, right? So Bale and C. Aga. Look what it means. Wow. Baal is the king. Alright, known as the Lord of Destruction. Wow. This is a false god that they worship. Alright, we got Nickelodeon. Alright, we'll translate that one.
Now, I remember that. I remember the Nickelodeon. And I think I remember the Balenciaga.
I don't care about God.
Wow. I remember that because who was that? Kim Kardashian had the B-A-A-L on. She didn't have the B-A-L on because it spelled a little different. Balenciaga just have 1 A, but the Balenciaga with 2 A's is basically Ball is the devil. You know what I'm saying? On some stuff. But yeah, let's finish this.
Nickelodeon. So every time we heard that as a kid, there was a subliminal message being planted in our subconscious mind. Right, this is because words cast spells, right? Spelling. Right, the Bible says death and life are in the power of the tongue. Right, we look at Taco Bell, doesn't look too suspicious right now, but you're looking at a reptilian eye, or the eye of Horus. Right, they're letting us know who's really running the show behind the scenes. Right, we all know Disney.
Got the same eye.
Right, there's a hidden message in the Disney logo, 666. Right, and then we do Disney, means to the gods. Right, we know that we have one God, and the Bible says, thou shalt have no other gods before me. Right, they worship false gods. Right, here's another one. We got Monster Energy. Right, this is what a 6 looks like in Hebrew. Right, there's 3 of those on the Monster Energy logo, right? 666, Vav, Vav, Vav. We know the number of the beast is 603 right, or 666. And notice how they have a cross, right, in their logo.
Right.
So when you point that upside down to drink it, you're pointing an upside down cross at yourself. I could go on all day with these. The message is, watch what you're putting in your eyes, what you're putting in your ears, what you're putting in your mouth, what you're eating. Because there's witchcraft and spells everywhere.
Yeah.
And I just pray right now for all of you watching, that God gives you the true discernment of what to stay away from. And I just pray for spiritual protection over you.
Wow, that just woke me up completely. I had no idea, at least about that stuff with Disney, the 3 6s, and also the monster. That is right, the Hebrew. That is crazy. That just, y'all have to hit that thumbs up button if that woke y'all up as well.
At a time, and if the government doesn't know this, then there's something very wrong with our government. Of course they know it. Not only do they know it, the elite knows it, and the oil company knows that you can run your car and heat your house from water, but they don't want us to know about it. So I'm going to show you how that's possible right now. What I have here is a plumbing tube. It's empty, and I have this piece of metal put together with rubber bolts and rubber washers in between. None of the metal is touching each other, and 2 wires on the top. Okay, easy thing. You can do it with a knife and fork if you want. Just stick a knife and fork in a bucket of water, and as long as they don't touch each other, you can create hydrogen gas. So here's the tube. I'm going to fill it up with water so you can see that. Hopefully that's enough. And I'm gonna put this thing inside of it like this. Make sure it's, I might need a little bit more water. There we go. And this thing here is a battery pack for jump starting the car. Turn this around. Turn this one around so it don't fall over. And I connect this one here and this one here. And now we have instant reaction of hydrogen and oxygen separated. Now the bubbles is actually hydrogen gas. You can see the gas coming off it. This ignites. So flammable, so powerful. As you'll see, I'll try and get close and hopefully I can get this right. And it explodes.
Wow.
I'll do that right again for you to see, because it generates a lot of hydrogen gas, and this could be what could be fuel in your car. And it's very easy. It's made on demand.
Wow.
I don't know if you could see that on the video, but there's definitely a flame and an explosion, and you can see it's making it pretty quick.
Wow, that's crazy.
So that's water.
That is crazy.
So we've been lied to pretty much our whole lives about pretty much everything.
That's wild, because I don't know if y'all remember, but a couple years ago, it was a black guy, I think probably like 10 years ago. There was a black guy who had came up with, I guess, this invention. This is all speculation, but it's a video as well. He made a car that runs completely off of water. And I think he called it like a hydrogen based vehicle or something like that. But I think a year or some months after that was released, and he released like a whole YouTube video about it or something like that, he was pronounced deceased. And a lot of people were saying, like, how out of nowhere that a black man can create such an invention, and then like a month or a year or so later, I'm not sure, so don't quote me on it, how long it was afterwards, but people were saying he just mysteriously passed away. you know, and it doesn't make sense that it happens after he released that video, you know. But I do feel like it's a lot that they keep from us, and I do feel like as well that there's a lot that they can do. But I feel like that is so much money revolving around gas and these businesses that they're going to always not want it to happen, because I think they are coming out with its first hydrogen model car in 2028 or something like that. I'm gonna have to look it up, but yeah, it's a lot going on that I feel like politic wise they don't want to get rid of, which is gas. But of course, our layer, I think it's like the ozone layer or something like that, is disappearing or already disappeared. So now we are at a boiling level. We are no longer in global warming. We are now in global boiling. So the earth will continuously get hotter and run faster. And it's just crazy with the time that we live in, right?
All right, let's talk some coincidences. Just for entertainment value, of course. All right, so just like I established in my first video, the birth of AI was in 1952.
What?
Well, as it matured, 4 years later in 1956, the Rockefellers decided it's time to throw a conference at Dartmouth College. Well, at that conference, 6 different computer scientists decided it was time to take control of AI. Well, 2 years later in 1958, this guy here, under the Rockefellers' funding, created Lisp, which was the language the AI uses still to this day. Now tell me that after AI was given its own language, it didn't take on a mind of its own. Later on in that same year, 1958, NASA was created.
Oh.
Also, the exploration of the North Pole underwater.
Wait, what?
A year after that, 1959, the Antarctic Treaty was signed. And if you haven't gone down the rabbit holes of what happened in the 60s, now would be a pretty good time. So did AI figure out the secrets of our world and started using it against us? Y'all stay safe.
I wish he could have kept going, but I don't know. Y'all let me know what he was saying on here. I kind of got a little lost. It was so much stuff he was saying there. I'm not sure if it was all over the place or it came down to just one, but yeah, y'all have to send me the rest of his content so I can check it out and see. But y'all let me know down below, or at least explain to me what's really going on.
I wasn't going to say anything about this, but I got to now. My man Jimmy Butler been rocking the fro since 2013, and he never changed it until after this date right here, August 7th, 2021, when he signed his contract extension, when he was guaranteed over $150 million. And you already know that comes with obligations. And then here on September 25th, 2021, it shows him getting his hair straightened. But notice this, his hair is not the same because it is not him. The thing is, with our hair, it all grows differently, especially if you have free forms, meaning it's almost impossible to mimic one of us. So if you know the truth about this world, you will notice differences like this in people. And of course, he steps off the plane with a brand new hairstyle, the beginning of the new Jimmy Butler. So check it, 9 days later on September 29th, 2021, he posts his pic saying, "Life will take you places. Will you have the right fit for it?" As if he's questioning reality. Also note that somehow his freeforms are back 4 days later after getting his hair straightened and braided.
Could be an old
picture. Have this picture right here, 30 days later on October 29th, 2021. He says, "To be or not to be with braids." William Shakespeare. Like it's some type of riddle, because it is. We all seen that movie Get Out before, right? Just imagine if that's what he's living right now. Once again, note his free forms are back, and I believe he's doing his pose. So y'all will notice that the one with braids that is actually playing the games is much larger than what he really is. And y'all can't forget the last media day. It shouldn't surprise anybody. These people are so desperate for energy. They literally make clones to manipulate it. Jimmy Butler been gone a long time ago. He clearly was chosen to promote this agenda that everyone in entertainment is doing. Just because it's sports don't mean it's not entertainment. They want to change positive masculine energy into negative feminine energy.
True.
Basically, they want you to move off pure emotion and no logic. So look at it like this. Emotion, which is what they're promoting, right, is energy in motion. While the energy is in motion, that means it's uncontrolled, which leads to chaos, which is evil, right? Versus logic, which is having control over those emotions, basically controlling your own energy, which leads to peace. And that's exactly where they don't want you at. The moment you wake up and accept that we're not living the world you think we're living in, everything would make much more sense. Anyways, y'all know how I keep it. Y'all be guys. Peace.
Now, to be honest, I'm gonna keep it 100. That dude, Jimmy Butler, has been on some crazy stuff lately, especially with his last press conference. A lot of people was confused about that he had got his hair flat ironed. Then last year he got dread extensions. It was the same person. He just had dread extensions. I feel like he made more. I feel like the guy in this video in general made more sense towards the end than he made more sense in the beginning. Talking about some, oh, he's just two separate people. Let me tell you something. When you're a business, I have pictures that I uploaded that I haven't posted in a year. I took them last year. I took them whenever. And honestly, people of his caliber do not run his channel at all. You know, which is, it doesn't make sense how, you know, he can get his hair flat ironed and then re-braided or something. But a lot of people have different, you can literally get a sponge and go to sleep and wake up and you have natural freeform dreads. A lot of people, grain is a lot different. So I don't really think you can look at his grain of hair by just a picture saying, yeah, his grain of hair is a little different. So I know it can be, so it has to be now. So I feel like he honestly feeding y'all BS on there, but the last part made some sense as far as like how they're trying to feminize us black men, especially men of his caliber with the things of the such, you know, which is, I understand with the point he's trying to say that the media and the Hollywood elites, or just the elites in general, are trying to give off. But I feel like what he was saying majority of the video was false. And I know a lot of y'all can agree with that. Like, the reason I'm saying it's false is because I actually watched some of Jimmy Butler's stuff, and some of the stuff he does is honestly, it doesn't make sense. But then again, he let us know what it was. I mean, everybody know those was dread extensions. That was the same person. He just got his hair done, and he does that. That's his thing to do every press conference, I think at the beginning of the season, that they do, because he did it last year and he did it this year. You know, and he might do it again next year because he dressed up like a whole emo this year. But yeah, the beginning, what he was talking about with the pictures not adding up, bro, you don't know what people got going on in their life. So I'm going to call this false. When people start lying at the beginning, I really don't want to believe nothing they say. I know a lot of y'all can agree. I ain't finna listen to nobody that's lying from the beginning. That's like you buying a car and somebody lying to you from the jump about what's wrong with the car. You're not finna want to come back and buy a car. So don't be in no comments talking about some, oh man, it is this, it is that. You can bounce. You know what I'm saying? Because when somebody lie off rip and don't make sense off rip, then a lot of the stuff they say, I don't trust you. And I know a lot of y'all can agree with that in life. You ain't finna trust no snakes around you.
My position basically is we better get our act together before the giants show up. And they're like knocking at the door right now. So you better build your ark, folks, and get on your adventure, because we're whipping up some things in the lab that will make everything that's come so far look like nothing's happened at all yet. And that's not like next year, that's tomorrow, that's now. So we're gonna have a lot of things to contend with.
That's wild.
We know you know.
Has the Illuminati approached you about sacrificing anyone to make it happen?
All the time.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, according to the internet, I've been in the Illuminati. What's the thing where they said people eating babies? What was that?
That was Pizzagate, right?
Pizzagate, okay. Yeah. I was in that too.
You was in Pizzagate?
That's what they said.
Oh, wow, they wild.
Yeah,
wow.
I was eating babies.
You up there.
Wow.
They think you like...
So what is that?
Wow.
So Illuminati is not the same thing.
No, I don't think it's the same. It might be the same elite circles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But they eating babies for sure.
That's what they say, yeah.
They eating babies.
So the restaurant is going to be a baby-based restaurant. So you're going to eat babies. What is it?
Don't play like you don't know, Kevin. We've seen other interviews.
I call it the room with the door behind it. You never get to that door. We always got through the first door. Yeah. We were so excited about being in that room that we never looked at the next door.
Cuts the break.
I'm gonna stop right here.
Look.
We're back. This is
like, come on, this look on Jay-Z's face says it all. I'm guessing here he finally went through that door.
I don't know if you've had this, but I've had people throw millions of dollars in my face to do something I didn't want to do. And what? Just, you've been up, Oh, they're in the room.
Yeah.
We know you know.
Has the Illuminati...
Okay, I feel like Kevin Hart was just trolling on this. And Jay-Z, that's how he look. I'm gonna call this whole thing false. Like I keep telling you, I'm not here to agree with every single thing that somebody say. And I normally agree with some things, but after what he said about Jay-Z face and how they cut to break and things like that, I don't think it was so much of a coincidence. That's just how Jay-Z face looked. Jay-Z just looks like that. So, you know me, I'm a type of person that you have to make the entire video make sense for me to believe what the point is you're trying to get across. So, you know, and I'm not saying that it doesn't mean that Kevin Hart is not a part of it, because y'all seen my last reaction video when a lot of facts that was proven shows that he even went as far as the dressing up as a woman. Yeah, I know that ritual that they say was within the Hollywood scene of black men dressing up as women to make millions, you know what I'm saying? But it has always also been a thing to where Kevin Hart talked about not doing that for money. He was like, I'm never doing that. I'm never dressing up as no woman for no money, blah, blah, blah. This when he was younger, and he ended up doing it anyway. I think he ended up doing it on a Scary Movie or something like that, where he dressed up as a woman and people were laughing and things like that. But he did that after the fact. He said he wasn't going to do it, and everybody was like, see, he has no control. After he said he's not going to do stuff for money and dressing up and doing all this other stuff for extra money, he still did it. So it just shows that he was a part of that ritual. That's what people were saying. So I understand stuff like that. I feel like what the guy was saying in this video possibly could have held some truth, but it's the fact that how he went about trying to showcase it. So I'm gonna have to bunk this one here. I don't really agree with what he's trying to say, but y'all seen my last ones on Kevin Hart. So I'm not saying that he's not, but I don't like how this guy tried to put that together with, everybody already know about Jay-Z and Beyonce, but you could have did better on that. But yeah, man, today that concludes the video. So, I mean, we just finished it up, man. I hope that y'all enjoyed this reaction video. If y'all did, make sure to give this video a huge thumbs up, man. I figured out this, I kind of learned a lot. You know, like I tell y'all all the time, I learn new things when I'm watching these videos. So most of the stuff that I react to is things that I don't know, or, you know, most of the stuff that y'all send. Of course, if y'all want to send me something, like I told you at the beginning of the video, come on over to Discord and just send me anything. You know, it'll be highly appreciated. But yeah, man, once again, make sure to give this video a huge thumbs up. Once again, this is for entertainment purposes only, man. Make sure to, yeah. I already told y'all thumbs up, man. Make sure y'all stay safe, and let's go.